Good morning, YouTube. We are back live here on today's podcast. And let me just start off by saying I know that these are unpopular opinions when it comes to the money thing, okay? So when it comes to money, I know that it's not the most popular thing about who's paying for everything. But let's just get started. Let's just jump in. Let's get started here, okay? Lights, camera, action. Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice from me to help your love story unfold. This is Your Wedding Series, and we are in season 2, episode 18. And we're talking about who pays for this. Talking about the wedding, obviously, because we're doing some wedding planning over here. We're talking about who pays for this, and today we're breaking down what does the bride actually pay for traditionally. I know that we're not living in a very traditional world anymore. Most people have really conformed to pretty much like the world values and the world morals rather than traditional values and traditional morals. And I really feel like we need to get back to tradition, okay, when it comes to from the beginning, going back to what is best for us as a human race, okay? So it is with the weddings. Weddings have a lot to do with this, okay? Marriage has a lot to do with this. So in today's episode, we're breaking down the bride. What does the bride traditionally pay for? Now, I don't want anyone getting upset with me because I really want to say I know that most brides today are paying for things that are not on this list. They're not on the list. And that is because we've had a breakdown of family dynamic, of parental dynamic. There's not a lot of two parents in most homes. A mother and a father are not present in most homes. So a lot has changed. You have a lot of step parents. You have a lot of divorced parents. You have a lot of parents who never got married at all legally. And so you guys know what I mean when I say legally, because they are married when they became one flesh. And it's pretty apparent when they have a child. So they can't hide it or deny that. So when I say getting married, I mean married legally, right? So that's not even happening a lot in today's world. Okay. So I know that some of the things on this list are going to be like, oh, wow, like, is she serious? Like, that's it? Yes, I'm serious. And your content creator has put this list together. That's me. And I am serious. This is it. Traditionally, this is all that the bride pays for. But I want to hear from you. What have you seen lately that's become more of what the bride is paying for when it comes to her wedding with her husband to be? Okay. So I do want to hear from you how things have changed to not look like this because I know that it doesn't look like this anymore. I know that. Okay. I've been married for 6 years. I did have an actual wedding with a ceremony and a reception. So I know a little something about what I'm talking about here. Okay. And I also really love tradition a lot. During the time of my wedding, I wish that I could have followed more of this tradition, but there are other key players who weren't involved in my family in order for that to happen. Okay. So then other people had to pay for stuff. So let's get into it. Season 2, episode 18 Who Pays for This Bride Edition? All right. What is she paying for? Let's see. All right. So the very first thing that she is going to be paying for right out the gate, and you guys have seen this with one of our very first episodes in season 2, and that is the wedding planning stationery. That's anything that's going to help keep her organized. So it's definitely going to be that wedding calendar where she can put all of her wedding events on. So she's going to have that wedding calendar. I do want to add that in here into my notes because I'm not seeing it. Okay, her wedding calendar, she pays for that. She also pays for her notebook. So her wedding notebook, something where she is like keeping tabs with all of the tasks that need to be done for the wedding as she goes along and organizes her timeline. Okay, for the wedding as a whole, just the timeline as a whole. Later on, we'll do timeline for like the day of the wedding and things like that. But just the timeline as a whole, putting down each of the events and things like that. She has the notebook that she's paid for. She's also, as the bride, going to be paying for, if she has a separate budget binder. I told you guys it's best to just put your budget binder like inside of the notebook itself. So you could put it like in the back sheets of it and just, pull out some tabs and separate it from where you're organizing the wedding planning stuff, okay? And so you're just keeping tabs of the budget. So she's got a budget binder. She knows how much everything has cost, right down to the hairpins, right down to the crown, everything, okay? She's keeping tabs of not just her budget, but the entire budget. So not just her budget, the things that she's purchasing, okay? But everything. The other thing that she's paid for or she's paying for is the task board. So some kind of board or spreadsheet. You guys, this could be digital, so you don't have to have like tangible things. I like tangible things, so you'll hear me say like the actual thing, but just know you can do this digital if that's your jam. I like being able to look at something, don't have to log into a computer screen, don't have to worry about blue light, and I can just look at something. I can go outside with it. I can go in the park. I could be on vacation, on an airplane, whatever. So I like to just have my stuff tangible. So she's going to have a task board, and she's also going to have a vision mood board, okay, that she's paid for. We talked about these wedding planning stationery tools in like season 2, one of our first few episodes. We talked about all of this, and we did put her down in the budget binder as the person that is purchasing, who's buying this, who's paying for this. We put bride. So the next thing that she's also pretty much like responsible for is the logo. Like if she's going to create the logo and things like that, and making sure that the logo gets on stuff, she's going to be paying for like the logo being on things if you guys so choose to have that. She's also going to be doing like the monogram stuff if you guys have a family monogram or a family crest that you're going to create or that you already have in your family. She's going to make sure that that's going to get on things, even on the actual invites. It's just she's taking that on, okay? So she's creating it. If she decides to outsource it to have it created, if y'all don't already have a logo, if y'all already have a family crest, then she's going to be either learning how to design that with you as her hubby to be, or she's going to be outsourcing that to somebody to create for the two of you. Stickers. Stickers are so much fun. I told you guys this helps to keep you like motivated throughout the wedding planning process. So stickers are a lot of fun, and she may be buying some stickers to help keep her, excited about the whole thing, or even a stamp. A stamp is easy to do if you don't want to do stickers all over stuff, but stickers are fun. I like stickers, and both of these don't cost too much. You guys know that online store that has like everything, and so you can go grab all of these stationery things there to help you keep you organized. But she's definitely paying for the wedding planning stationery items, okay? The next thing is that before we move to the next one, if somebody wants to gift her any of these things, and also the photo album. She's also the one paying for the photo album that gets started right in the beginning. Remember, we talked about that as well. I did suggest that because if you start now, you can build on your album as you guys grow together in your engagement era as well as in your marriage. So it's really, really cool having that like tangible photo album that you can like go back and look at, okay? Now, if anybody decides to gift her any of these things from the beginning, These are some amazing gifts to give someone who just got engaged. As soon as somebody gets engaged, you could go out and get all of these things for them. Okay. Literally from the beginning, you can get them a photo album, you can get them a wedding notebook, you can get them a wedding calendar. You can make sure they have tabs enough in there for their budget binder. And then once they have their logo or their monogram and all that good stuff, their hashtag and all that good stuff, you can go make them some stickers and you can go and make them a stamp. So you could be the one to buy this for them. Anyone that's out there listening to this, if you are looking for gift guide for the bride, just know that that is a really, really good one to have or to be able to give to somebody. Okay, moving on. So, oh, you can also buy them a task board and a mood board just to help to get them started, just to get them started, get them, a poster board or some kind of board, cardboard or whatever that they can start creating their task board or mood board on. Even better if they can like fold it. So say like they fold it once and then fold it twice. That way it's not super, super, just takes up so much room. But in the beginning, obviously, they're going to want to have it open the whole time anyways in their little wedding planning corner. The next thing that she's going to be buying is the groom's wedding ring. I know that this may be very unpopular. People may be thinking, well, no, he buys his own ring. Actually, traditionally, the bride purchases, she buys, she pays for, whatever you want to call it. She pays for the groom's wedding ring, okay? Traditionally. The bride is also going to be paying for the bridesmaids' proposal gifts. So, whatever those gifts are going to be, as well as the luncheon or brunch. So, if she is deciding, okay, I want to do this lavish box full of gifts for them, and I want to give them flowers, I want to give them an invitation, to will you be my bridesmaid? Whatever that looks like, she's the one paying for all of that. Okay. So if she wants to keep it simple and just write like a cute note and send them some flowers, bada bing, bada boom, keep it simple. She could do that as well. Okay. So it's really up to you on what you want to do when it comes to the bridesmaids proposals. You don't have to go so wild and crazy like you're seeing a lot of people do online, but that's really up to you. That's really up to you. Okay. And then the proposal brunch, if you're going to take them out for like a lunch or a brunch, or even if you took them out for breakfast or dinner, whatever it is, if you're the one taking them out to this to propose to them, your bridesmaids, then the bride is paying for this out of her own pocket. Gifts for the bridesmaids. So we just talked about that. Gifts for. Okay, so this is the gifts for the bridesmaids on the day of the wedding. These gifts are very, very special. I know that sometimes people will also give gifts at the Hindu party or bachelorette party from the bride to the bridesmaids. Sometimes you don't see that a whole lot. It's usually they're giving you gifts as a bride, but you give them gifts for the proposal and then you give them more gifts at the day of the wedding just to say thank you. Like, thank you for being my bridesmaids. Thank you for the duties that you've been doing for me, and I appreciate it. And so it's a thank you gifts. Okay. It's a thank you gift or gifts. And it's as lavish as you want to be as well. Don't feel like you have to go out and copy what anybody else is doing. You don't have to do that. I feel like a lot of people think that they have to do whatever they got at somebody else's wedding as a bridesmaid. You don't need to do that. If you can't afford tons of stuff for them, the whole point of them being your bridesmaids is to help you. They don't have to give you a gift and you don't have to give them a gift. It's not about gifts. It's about them being a witness on the day of your wedding. That's the most important thing. Their support, their love for you, their care for you, making sure that you get dressed and you look super nice. No hair is out of place. Your dress is all the way zipped. There isn't a button that broke on your dress. They know how to like sew it back together if something happens. They know how to be proactive if something goes completely crazy, or they know how to go get the day of coordinator and ask them to help. Okay. One of the two, but they are there to be your helpers. Okay. So let's not get too crazy when it comes to all this gifting. Okay. The next thing is going to be the wedding gift for the groom. The bride does pay for the wedding gift for the groom. This gift is usually given on the day of the wedding. So on the day of the wedding, they will exchange gifts to each other. Now, I will throw this in here, you guys, as a little bit of a tip. Try to give this gift at the honeymoon instead of on the day of the wedding, either at the honeymoon or at the rehearsal dinner. Rehearsal dinner would be perfect for you two to exchange gifts, okay? Because then you get to have it before the wedding. But having it on the morning of the wedding, things are already like so chaotic. Things are already so like wild, and you're running around and you don't want to forget things that you didn't initially bring to those bridal suites and groom suites. Things could get left behind accidentally. I mean, hopefully you got some good bridesmaids and groomsmen that are going to make sure everything gets scooped up, packed up, and back into your suitcase or your bag, whatever you brought. Hopefully you can bring like a little suitcase so you can just zip things up and get out of there. That way you don't forget nothing. But yeah, so just know that if you are going to do a wedding gift, I mean, you could do it on the morning of, especially if it's something to wear, you know, that's really up to you guys. It's just my advice. I would say to do that then. I have heard some photographers and videographers complain about it, and I'm just like, why do you guys care? They make it so much about them. It's ridiculous. And that's why content creators, I love us, because like we are just a fly on the wall. We're just a part of your day. We're not trying to take over your day. So, yeah. All right. Then the other thing that she is paying for as the bride is going to be the wedding events outfits. So as the bride, she is going to be paying for the wedding events outfits. These wedding events include the engagement party. It includes going dress shopping, gown shopping, wedding gown shopping, the bachelorette party or Hindu party, the wedding shower, the bridal shower, the rehearsal, and rehearsal dinner. So all of those events that are in between the proposal and the wedding day, the bride, guess what? You're usually the one who traditionally pays for those. Now, if you've got like just this amazing mom or amazing, mother-in-law to be that wants to help you pay for all this stuff and takes you shopping, woo, you are one blessed bride, okay? But typically you are the one that is responsible for all of that and your accessories, your purses, whatever you're going to have along with that, okay? So yeah. One thing that I really wish that I had worn to all of my events was my super heavy crown, like my really, really thick, heavy crown. I wish I had worn this like everywhere to every single event, like seriously. So, as you guys know, the sad story, I ended up not wearing my beautiful crown on my wedding day because my friend had laughed and made this comment and said, and she was one of my maid of honors too, so I was so sad. And she was like, "You're not gonna wear a crown, ha ha ha!" Right? Like laughing about it. And I'm like, I didn't say anything on the phone, but I was like, "Yeah, I am gonna wear a crown." Like, why wouldn't I wear a crown? Hello, like royalty is getting married. I'm gonna wear a crown. And why am I part of royalty? Because I'm part of the priesthood with Christ. Hello, who gave me life? God gave me life here. Why wouldn't I be wearing a crown on my wedding day? I'm getting married. Oh, I was so sad. I can't believe I didn't wear my crown. But at the 10-year wedding anniversary, I will be wearing one of my crowns. I have two of these very, very heavy, gorgeous crowns. One is gold and one is rose gold. I can't wait. So, yeah. All right. Something that I forgot on yesterday's episode. Something something that I forgot on yesterday's episode. Remember, we were talking about the Who Pays for This Parents Edition. So, something that I forgot was the wedding shower. So, for the parents, both sets of parents usually pay for this, is the wedding shower. And at the wedding shower, it's usually for the groom and the bride. So, both of them. And then everybody, it's a lot of family and stuff like that. And it's essentially when I think about the wedding shower, I feel like it's just like another engagement party, but a little bit further down where people actually bring gifts. Whereas the engagement party, people don't really like bring gifts, I feel like. So at the wedding shower, I feel like people would bring gifts, and both sets of the parents usually traditionally will throw this together. And if not, one side would do it and the other side just gets to attend and partake. But that's how that goes with the wedding shower. The bridal shower, I did not get to mention the bridal shower yesterday as well. This is paid for by, you guessed it, the parents of the bride. That's who pays for the bridal shower. It's just for the bride. And this one does include like aunts, or aunts, however people want to say it, and her mother, the bride's mom. Sometimes, well, typically you will invite your future in-laws as well, like your aunt-in-law future, and then your mother-in-law future, your grandmother-in-law future will also be invited, sister-in-law future as well. And so all of them would be invited too. And depending on how big your family is, that is like a lot of people just right there, just with, aunts, sisters, mothers, grandmothers, before you even get to invite your friends. So bridal showers are a lot of fun. It's just the girls getting to bring in lots of gifts for the lady, the bride, to shower her, before her big day. That's why it's called a bridal shower. So there you go. These were the things that the bride usually pays for, you guys. Those other items that I mentioned up here earlier in the episode, which is all the wedding event outfits, the wedding gift for the groom, the gifts for the bridesmaids, the proposal gifts for the bridesmaids, the brunch for the bridesmaids, the groom's wedding ring, and what was our last one? Oh, the other one was the wedding planning stationery, unless she's gifted these items before she needs to get out there and starts planning and starts doing them. So even it's going to give her those gifts that were from the wedding planning stationery. Those have to be done early on, okay? So that she doesn't go out and get them, because she's going to start planning because she's so excited. So don't wait, okay? Don't wait. Just go out there, get her a photo album. That's amazing. Get her, an amazing notebook for the wedding. A wedding planning notebook would be perfect if you can get out there and get her one of those. Make sure it's got an area in there for the budget, okay? And then later on, you can get her, and also get her a wedding calendar somewhere where she can put all the dates in there. And then later on down the road, you can look into getting her the stamp and the stickers and stuff like that. The fun stuff for her hashtag and her logo or monogram, okay? Her and her fiance. Her and her fiance. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. What was something that you felt like, wow, I didn't know she paid for that? Or, you know what? Like, yeah, my wedding was nothing like that. We paid for this, we paid for that. I want to hear, like, what did you end up paying for? You don't have to tell me the cost, but what did you end up paying for, since most people aren't following tradition anymore? And what is something that you paid for that you wish that you didn't have to pay for, that you do wish that people follow tradition and that you wish that you didn't have to pay for? If you have answers to any of those questions and you would like to be on the show, be my guest. Be my guest. Come hang out with me here on Your Wedding Series. I would love to hear your love story, your wedding story, your engagement era journey, all the good things. Come hang out with me over here. If you are a bridesmaid or groomsman, you're part of the wedding party in any way as a family member, or you were just a wedding guest and you would love to be on the wedding series as well, reach out to me, you guys. I want to have some people here on the platform sharing their stories so that we can get them out there to other couples that are getting married. And so they can be comforted that, like, yeah, it's okay. Things go up, things go down. Don't worry. There's a lot of us out here getting married, and it was not perfect. It was not perfect. Send me an email so we can get the conversation started. You're going to send that at yourcontentcreator@yahoo.com, and then we'll talk, and then we'll put it on video call. We'll record it. And then guess what? It's going to go up onto the podcast so everyone else can enjoy it as well. You guys, it's going to be great. So if that's something that you're into, you love to talk, and you wouldn't mind being interviewed by moi, your content creator, I would love to hear from you. Lovebirds, guess what? That's the end of our episode. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about who's paying for this groom's edition. We're talking about the groom. What does the groom pay for when it comes to the wedding? It's going to be spicy. You guys know I always say that. I always say it's going to be spicy, but it is going to be really, really good. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye, lovebirds.